Hello, my absolutely beautiful Gemini friends, and welcome to your horoscope for November of 2022, where this month we're going to, first of all, still have eclipse energy on the table. You've also got Mars transiting via retrograde in your sign, and then the 7th house gets absolutely lit up. Then the ruling planet of that 7th house Sagittarian energy is also coming direct. So it is an action-packed month going on for you. Now, one of the things I'd like you to keep in mind immediately as you're listening to this is flashing back to what has been happening for you spiritually around your relationships, and also around going out into the world and kind of having the ideal relationships you'd like to have. You know, we'll talk a little bit more about this when we get to the end of the month and talk about that Jupiter coming out of retrograde, but there's really been a stripping of old veiled truths or truths and philosophies that were not useful to you anymore, that allow you now this beautiful fresh start place and an energy to take initiative right here in your relationship zone. And I absolutely love that for you. So we'll get to that in just a minute. Right now, let's get in here and take a look at what's going on in the month for you. So right at the beginning of the month on the 8th, we have got this full moon lunar eclipse in the energy of Taurus at 16 degrees. Okay. Not new information, okay? This is lighting up your 12th house space, Gemini. So these are our private areas of rest, rejuvenation, relaxation, spirituality, anything that has to do with sickness that you can't see until it manifests. Think of depression, alcoholism, any of these things that you can't see them and then they'll have an outward expression, okay? Creativity, spiritual content, spiritual teachers in your life, any of these kinds of things are absolutely in this realm. Now, this 12th house space has also been being lit up for you, and you've been changing direction based on what was going on in your life 19 years ago. So I've been talking about this all year, but go back to that place 19 years ago. What was going on for you in this 12th house space, right? Because whatever it was, you likely kind of missed the bus. And now the universe comes back to get us where we got stuck, and we get to apply a different level of wisdom. So what was going on for you in this 12th house space? Now, this full moon lunar eclipse over the next 3 to 6 months is going to ask you to end something, acknowledge something, or to make an adjustment. It's really kind of this push, right, to get this area to be more in alignment and more solid. So you may see the endings or the changes of direction. And this has been happening. So what you are looking at is not new. It's just taking its last path at refinement here. One of the things I was thinking of for you is because Taurus is a Venus energy, things about relationships and things about finances and your own value maybe have really been in the highlight reel. So I'm telling you, go back to 2003. What was going on in your life at that time? Because you're back to kind of step more wisely into that pattern. Okay, as we get to the 16th, we're going to start to crank up this 7th house area, the Sagittarius energy. So on the 16th, we're going to see Venus move into the energy of Sagittarius. On the 17th, we're going to see Mercury move into the energy of Sagittarius. And on the 22nd, we're going to welcome the Sun into the energy of Sagittarius. And no, friend, we are not done, because on the 23rd, we're going to have a new moon in the energy of Sagittarius as well. So let's cover what's going on in this relationship block this season. We've got the pack of personal planets coming into Sagittarius, which lights up your 7th house space. Now for 7th house, conscious, chosen, one-on-one relationships and commitments that you are making. Now remember, the 7th house also holds your open enemies, okay? So a way to think about that is you know that you're getting divorced. You know that you have a legal battle that is coming up. Like, you know it. You can see it. You can sense who the person is that you are taking on. But also, I think in the seventh house, especially since we've all been sent home, you have to look at if you are your own open enemy, right? Are you creating an enemy relationship with the divine flow? Where are you at in your relationship with whatever you call God, the universe, connection, higher self, whatever wording you use there that allows you to tap into a space of strength, understanding that you are guided and you are supported all the way through, that there is no step where you are walking on your own, right? Because Sagittarius is a courageous sign. And so in your relationships, bringing a different level of connection to the commitments and to the relationships around you is about leveling up that self-confidence, being courageous. But it is also about understanding, I think, that relationships are some of the greatest adventure that you're going to go on. And that doesn't mean you don't get diarrhea on your adventure, right? Like sometimes when you're traveling, these things happen. And other times you're like, oh my God, look at the views, right? So think about this in terms of that great explorer. What are the philosophies that are guiding you in terms of relationships? What are the ethical, moral concerns? You know, do you have relationships in your life that are maybe international, or you're separated, or you're far from a relationship, right? Whatever it is, the dynamics of where are you at with creating partnerships in all of your relationships from that divine energy, you with other people, honoring commitments in your life. Now, for some people, you will likely take on a pretty serious contract, or you'll take on a significant relationship in your life at this time. And how fantastic is that to help you get where you're trying to go next, to make your dreams happen, to help something unfold. We've got to have this expansive energy to help us be able to do that. So you have got a month where the seventh house energy is so lit, so focus in. The other thing I can give you as a guiding point is to think back to last November. What was going on? Every November, you get a hot seat of relationship energy every November. So from last November to this November, what looks different, and what would you like to change or support or manifest in this area of your life? Now, the new moon is going to be happening at 1 degree, just got here, of Sagittarius, okay? This is our opportunity to plant your seeds of intention, to begin something new here. And what would you like to begin? Would you like to begin a new adventure in relationships? Would you like some ease or some support? Is there something that you want to initiate in terms of a relationship? Because also on the 23rd, when we're having this new moon, just 5 minutes later, just 5 minutes, there's only a 5-minute difference in between them, but Jupiter comes out of retrograde in Pisces. Jupiter is the ruling planet of Sagittarius, so within minutes, this moon is being charged with the rest and the rejuvenation and the perspective that Jupiter has had. So Jupiter being retrograde between Aries and Pisces, right? So lighting up this energy of your chart where it started out being very, like, think 10th house, 11th house kind of energy for you is where you were dancing, okay? But so one of the things is that because Jupiter in the retrograde helps to take away delusions that we've had, truths that are not accurate for us, truths that have been associated with, we've had them our whole life, and now you can't actually stand on that philosophy because it's not guiding you anymore. It's not giving you a space to widen and broaden your horizons, right? Think back to May 4th of this year, which is my birthday. What was going on for you at 28 degrees of Pisces in your chart? What was happening in the themes that were happening at that time for you? And then we look to July 28th, where we saw Jupiter actually take that retrograde at 8 degrees of Aries. Now we're welcoming it back out of retrograde at 28 degrees of Pisces. And we'll see it leave its full retrograde shadow time on Valentine's Day back at that 8 degrees of Aries, okay? So between these degrees, what were some themes that were coming up for you around work, around social things in your life, relationships? Did you have to do the social media clean out, right? At that new moon where you like, I cleaned out all of the people who are not in alignment with me. And then Jupiter's like, you're right, because they don't fit the philosophy that we can build our life on anymore. Did you launch a relationship, a new relationship that's in collaboration with a direction that you want to go? And now Jupiter's got very clear wisdom and guidance to help you get there and bring in the relationships that can help. So, man, Gemini, what a month for you to really get into whatever the dynamics are of relationships in your life. But I do want you to know that as intense as the eclipses that we start the month with, which will shift the landscape for you, reveal truths, help you create content, help you open spiritually, give you an understanding that it's you need to rest, you need to relax, you need to go to ground, right? As the intensity of that reveals itself to you, as we end the month, there's also this lunar energy is really supportive and going confidently in the directions of what you would like to experience, and having the courage to speak the life and ask for what you need and to hear people tell you what they need from you in relationships as well. It is just a courageous relationship energy that is absolutely available to you. All right, my beautiful friends, I hope you have a gorgeous month, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Bye.